Welcome, everybody, to the launch of the 2022 Alfa Romeo F1 team, Orlen C42. You're joining us in Barcelona for what is a very exciting moment for the team, its partners, and its fans. We've just seen the car's livery for the first time, and we hope you agree it's a real beauty. And to tell us about the car and the season ahead, we're joined, as you can see, from left to right by Robert Kubica, Zhou Guanyu, Fred Vasseur, Valtteri Bottas, and Jan Monchot. Welcome, gentlemen. Great to have you all with us. Fred, why don't we start with you? And let's begin by talking about that livery. What do you think?
I think it's a good step that it's a brand new livery, but we are trying to keep the same spirit and the same color. We have the red and the white. I think it's nice, and at the end of the day, it's the color also of Alfa Romeo, of Orlen, of Sauber, and it's a very good combination.
Valtteri, can I bring you in quickly? You've driven many different liveries in your Formula One career. Your thoughts?
I love it. For me, it's love at first sight, you know. It's a special feeling, but yeah, honestly, when I saw it for the first time, and especially when you see it live, it's really stunning, and we'll be very proud representing these colors this season.
Fred, we'll come back to you. There is a lot that's new this year, new technical regulations, 2 new race drivers. Can we call this a new chapter for the team?
Yeah, for sure, it's a new chapter for the team, but not only for the team. I think it's also for the F1. It's the first time that we have a car developed under the cost cap also, with a complete new regulation, new dimension for the tires, that new lineup for the team, and so that. No, for sure, for the F1, it's completely new. It's a new chapter, and also for the team that we are enter, I think, in a new era, and I think it's a nice challenge.
And final one from me for now. We've had a 3-day shakedown already here in Barcelona. A quick progress report from you?
It was quite a difficult session that we had to face to the bouncing, I think, as everybody at the beginning of the session, and then we had some mechanical issue on the second part. But now we have to think and to be focused on the next one. That we are trying to fix everything for Bahrain, and we can have a look on the future.
Thank you, Fred. We'll come back to you in a minute. So, Valtteri, how excited are you by the challenge ahead with this team?
I am excited. It's a new challenge for me, and is a new project in a way. And you need a certain mindset for it, and I'm absolutely ready for that in this stage of my career that I've already gained quite a bit of experience. I will for sure give it all I have to make that progress. And yeah, I've enjoyed the first steps of getting to know the team and starting to work together. And obviously, yeah, as we go, we still keep learning about each other. But it has started nicely, and I've enjoyed it. There's for sure work to do, and we all acknowledge it. And for me, it is exciting to see what the future brings.
As you say, Valtteri, you have lots of experience, 178 starts to your name, 10 Formula One victories. Just tell us a little bit more about how you can use that experience to drive the team forward.
It's now the third team I'm racing with. First, obviously, I was with Williams for 4 years and with Mercedes for 5 years. And with both teams, we got some decent results and success, and especially in the last 5 years. So for sure, you know, I've been inside a team that knows how to win, what it really takes in terms of the teamwork, in terms of the machinery and how you work. And I think with the team spirit, I've learned so much that actually, if you can get the spirit up, it really boosts the performance in every area. Of course, I've gathered some technical knowledge as well, and learned a few things about driving along the way. So I try to put all those things in the best use.
Thank you, Valtteri. We'll hear from you again in a minute. Now, Zhou, Valtteri loves the livery. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. It's a beauty. I like red, obviously, and yeah, red with white combination, and it's the spirit of the team in the past. So keep that, and with a few tweaks on design. So I'm really happy with the delivery. and finally we can use the proper livery on track. It's always exciting.
Now, you're about to embark on your first season in Formula One. It must be a very proud moment for you.
Yeah, for sure. Just for myself, first time driving a Formula One car, entering the whole season championship in Formula One is exciting. And not as well as, like the other said, with the new era entering Formula One, makes all the team also exciting. This game is really a teamwork that every single part of drivers, the people, staff working in the factory is involved with two cars on track. So there's so much effort put in, during the winter time, also pre-season, to be able to have the strongest package we can have. And yeah, I really love it. And the atmosphere in the team is always amazing. So I'm really looking forward to working alongside Valtteri and also together with the team.
Now, Formula One is a big step up for all drivers. What's been the hardest thing to get used to so far?
Firstly, I think, they really rely on the drivers. So you have to give very straightforward feedback and information, and that really can help the team move forward. And in the other hand, there's, from my side as a rookie, there's so much stuff I have to learn with the car, with all the switches, all the stuff in the car, and of course with the new tracks this year, and with the new crew around me, to understanding people well together. It's a combination of all sort of things all putting together. But yeah, overall it's been a great experience so far at the first season testing. But yeah, I know there's still a long way to go. Still a lot of knowledge for me to get used to, and well adapting. But so far so good.
Well, thank you, Zhou. Great to have you in Formula One. Robert, your turn now. Come on, let's get your thoughts on this lovely livery.
Well, I'm not new, first of all. Yeah, livery, I think, as Fred mentioned, is a bit of a combination of all colors. The guys mentioned red and white. I will mention white and red, as these are Polish colors. So, of course, for myself and for Orlen, is a great pride to represent our country in such a sport. And yeah, it looks good, but it has to ride even better.
Two new race drivers for the team this year. Does that put greater emphasis on your role?
Well, I don't think so, to be honest. Of course, there is a lot of challenges this season, both for drivers, for a team, especially for designers, engineers, completely different regulations. And also for me a bit, with the limited time, you have to kind of be ready in case something happens. Of course, we don't wish our main two drivers, we hope they can race always, but as we have seen last year, there might be opportunity, and it might be that I have to step in, and this is not a easy position, easy role, and so you have to kind of learn as much as you can as a team, also from my side. Of course, if there is needed help, I'm always here to help, and I hope we'll have a good season.
Great. Thank you, Robert. And Jan, coming to you, thank you for waiting. You've been working on these new rules for 3 years. Just how special is it to see the car now in its final livery?
It's a huge contempt. Said 3 years. We had a break in 2020 because of COVID, obviously. So the last 12 to 15 months have been extremely intense, with a lot of challenge for our team. But the girls and ladies at home, the 500 and plus people working on the car and the project have delivered a awesome product, and we are very, very proud and quite excited to get the season started and see where we will be standing.
Now, you've been in Formula One for more than 20 years. You've seen a lot of new cars in that time. How proud are you of the C42?
It will depend on the results, but I think as an engineer, every year the new car is our nicest car. So it's I'm particularly proud of that car, but more because of the
the challenges has been, because it has been the biggest regulation change at least I can remember in F1. And when you could see behind the scenes the amount of work that has been delivered by everyone in the company, then it makes you even more proud to see the car on track in reality and not just behind a computer screen.
Have you been surprised by the variety of designs that we've seen up and down the pit lane already?
Yes and no. The rules are very prescriptive in areas such as the front wing and the rear wing design, but we're not that surprised to see the different interpretation on the bodywork, which is visually giving the flair of all the cars we see on track. So it's quite interesting to see what some of our competitors have come up with, and we are certainly going to look very closely at some interesting solutions.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you to all five of you. We're going to come to the media very shortly, but our next question comes from one of our Socius fan token holders. It's from Ivan Puyo, and he asks to Valtteri and to Zhou, what are the main areas of improvement that the new car will have? Who'd like to start? Valtteri, let's come to you first.
Well, we need to first work on the improvements with the new car. If I compare to previous years, obviously, from very little feeling that you got that you can definitely follow the cars a bit closer. We will see in the first race if that is going to actually provide better racing, more wheel-to-wheel action. I really hope so, and for now, I'm hopeful that's going to be the case. But other than that, it's with the new car, with the mileage we've had, the biggest improvements are going to come step by step. We need to first understand the car still more, how to set it up, still learn about the new tires. It's fine details here and there.
Zhou?
Yeah, I mean, Valtteri covered quite a lot, mainly from my side, of course, with the limited experience from the past, and a bit of changing with the driving style, because not just the new car with the 18-inch wheel tires, of course, you have to adapting from that. And yeah, it seems to be like, in terms of the car feeling, it's very similar, but a bit easier to following, of course, and hopefully that's, can see more exciting races like, we have in Formula 2, and that are always entertaining for the fans watching. And apart from that, I think as a team, there's still a long way to go, and we will always keep working and keep improving the car. But it's too early to say exactly, what the car changes or difference from the past. But yeah, we just keep working the way we are now. And yeah.
Okay, thank you, guys. Let's go to the media now on the video conference. And Dieter Renkin, please. I think you have our first question. Dieter.
And then a sort of side question to the two drivers, please. One of the features of the new aero regulations is obviously ground effects. And one of the side effects of that is this bouncing or porpoising. Is that a safety issue? Is it purely a technical issue which can be resolved? And above all, is it possibly a reliability issue?
Okay, Valtteri.
It's definitely, it seems like it's a bit of a challenge for every team. For now, I don't think it's a safety issue. I think it's just the way that the aero of the car works, and obviously, yeah, it's a fact that the lower you go with the car, the more you have downforce, and if you find a way to have a good ride in the car, being able to run it low, you might gain some performance. But obviously, in some places, with the cost of the ride itself, especially in high speeds and over the bumps, so it's quite interesting new philosophy on the aero side of the car, and I don't think it's going to be like a big concern. And as a team, like we need to work around it, and we need to make sure that the car is reliable enough for these regulations. And same case for every team. And I think now it's a big talking point, but I would imagine, as long as the season starts going, teams are understanding more and more, it's going to be less of an issue and less of a talking point.
Zhou, how uncomfortable is it when the car is doing this porpoising effect?
Yeah, to be honest, when I first time jumped in day 2, it felt already quite good improvement. And, from day 1, from the feedback we got, we already tried to work the way around it. It seems to be, of course, the problem is always still there a little bit from, I think, all the teams. But that seems to be like the biggest limitation with the new car for everyone. And we just have to, like Valtteri said, find a way around it, which can provide us, as much downforce as possible, also to reduce the bouncing on the straight. But yeah, in terms of, I think, safety or that, should be no problem on that side.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Luke Smith, please. You're next, Luke.
Thanks, Tom. It's a question for Fred and for Jan. We know in the first test, Fred, as you mentioned, it was quite difficult for the team. You hit some issues here and there. How close are you to getting to the bottom of the problems and make sure that Bahrain will be a smoother test with some more mileage?
First, this is the target. That it's not a secret that we had some bouncing issue at the beginning, and it was true, I think, for everybody. Then we had some, as I said before, some mechanical issue on the second part of the test. But we have to fix it. That I think it's our challenge, but I'm quite confident that we'll be able to do it for next week. We have the TV day today. We'll put back the car on track today, and but for Bahrain, I think that we will be on the right way. And we spoke about bouncing, but it's always the case with the new regulation. You have new issues coming in, and I think in 2 or 3 races, nobody will speak again about bouncing. That we'll have another issue or another topic to discuss. But we have to fix it, and we saw that on our side and on the other side of for the other teams, that everybody made big improvement over the first 3 days, and we'll come back next week, all the teams with a new configuration to fix it completely.
Thank you. Jan, can we have your thoughts as well?
I have no crystal ball with me. In the past, we've been usually very good in reliability. For this new car, we had to go very extreme on some design features, essentially because of the weight impact. So yes, we had here and there a few issues to solve, but I'm relatively confident we'll be on top of them. And the mechanical issues, which hampered us to have a good day on day 3, to some extent, I prefer they happen now than during the season. So usually when we have those issues, we fix them once for all. So it's also why we go testing. So yeah, we would have liked doing more mileage, that's for sure. But it's as it is. We can't change that. We need to go home now tonight and have a little bit more than a week and a half to fix quite a few things, and hopefully then TO2 will be a lot smoother for all of us. But I'm generally confident.
Thank you. We'll go to an email question now that's come in from Frankie Mao at Formula Vision in China. Joe, it's to you. He says, China has just made the biggest breakthrough in the Winter Olympics. Now you are the first Chinese driver to race in Formula One. Do you think it proves that everyone can realize their dreams in sports as long as they work hard?
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's the case. 2 years ago, I still don't know if I'll be sitting here today and, in the Formula One paddock. But even since then, I never give up with my dream. So since I had a dream, I decided to move out from China and to be, together with the professional team, work my way through with the proper Formula One ladder of the Formula racing, and been working super hard, sacrificed quite a lot for my life. And, because I have so much passion about motorsports and, of course, doing what you love, you always try to give everything you have every time you're out track, every time you are back in the garage with all the engineers together. And, yeah, dreams do come true. I can say that now, but still, even if the dream come true, I want to be in Formula One also, showing performance, putting the good performance of myself on track, and then to reward the teams, what they want or what they deserved.
Thank you. Let's go back to the video conference now. Ed Straw, please. Ed.
Yeah, question for Jan, please. In terms of the bouncing problem you were having, how much was that responsible for the mechanical troubles you were having? How much did you have to compromise the car in terms of setup and therefore performance in order to manage the problem? And how big a change do you need for the second test in order to get the car not only not bouncing, but also working as you wanted it to in terms of the aero?
I think the bouncing topic, which is really the topic of the week, has been causing issues mainly during day one and the start of day two. After that, the fixes we had in place proved to be adequate. So that was tick in the box. What happened on day three has effectively nothing to do with the bouncing. Is more some small mechanical issues which hampered us of having a trouble-free day. Evidently, we found, like I think all the teams, a way around the bouncing during that first week, which required some compromise because effectively you had to move a bit away from the optimum where you would like to have the car. So if you move away from the optimum, you are giving performance. But I think it's more or less the same for all the teams, and we are working very hard to find ways to then have that bouncing topic under control, but more importantly to be able to move back closer to what is the optimum of the car. But I'm reasonably confident we will get there very soon, and hopefully already the very beginning of TO2.
Thank you. Andrew Benson, please. You're next. Andrew.
Thanks, Tom. It's for Valtteri primarily, but Fred and Jan as well, if you want. Valtteri, in between the bouncing and the mechanical problems, did you get any sense of where the car might be, what size of task you have ahead of you this year to become competitive?
Got some kind of feeling, of course, and the nice feeling is that I definitely feel that there is potential. There's some strong areas in the car in certain type of corners. But also, of course, immediately noticed points to work on with the balance, with some of the behavior, but nothing that we shouldn't be able to fix. So it feels like we are still in very early stages of actually discovering the car. For me, it was quite limited running that we had, only with 2 different tie compounds, only with quite a very few setup changes, so there's still so much more to discover. So that's why we are really aiming to work hard between the test and hopefully get a bit better understanding in Bahrain. But there's work to do. I'm not saying anything against that, but also I feel like there is potential in this package, and I'm looking forward to discover more about it with the team.
Thank you, Valtteri. Time is short, so we're going to go straight on to our next question. Adam, please. Adam Cooper.
Hi, this one's for Valtteri, really. Can you talk a bit more about the following? Did you have much chance to follow other cars? Some drivers have said that there's a reduced slipstream effect, so even if you get close, it's going to be hard to complete a passing move.
Get that much experience on that. I didn't get super close to other car, but only thing I could feel that once I was like maybe 4 seconds away in the previous generation of cars, you would already feel a deficit in the corners, and you could feel kind of tiny bit of turbulent air. But in that distance with the new cars, it definitely felt like less effect. But that's pretty much as close as I got. But I did chat with some other drivers. They say they got close. They said they had less slipstream effect, but we'll see. We'll find out in Bahrain. But also, I think it's an important point that the DRS effect is bigger this year because of the wider wing. So maybe that will compensate the small loss of the slipstream.
Thank you. Now, as you can see, Joe has had to leave us because we have a busy filming day here in Barcelona. But we can continue with the other 4 guys for a bit longer. And Scott, please. Scott Mitchell, you're next.
Thank you. It's a question for Valtteri, please. Valtteri, you've talked before about what you learned from your time at Mercedes and alongside Lewis that will help you, be a leader in this team. I just wondered for you as a driver, you've also talked about missing that tiny last little bit up alongside Lewis. Do you think that being in this environment, being a team leader, will raise your game as a driver, make you a better driver?
I absolutely feel that I have still, so much to do to get better and so much more to give to this sport. As a driver, I think you never stop learning as long as you want to. So, of course, I'm always looking at areas that I can be better, and it truly feels like now I can just, be the best version of myself instead of trying to be, something else and trying too hard. So, but in the end, it's going to be a team effort, and I don't, see me as the only leader of the team. We're in this together. That is the feeling, and of course I can guide the way they go if I feel like I have experiences from the past. But in the end, we're in this together with Guanyu and with the whole team and with Robert as well. So yeah, but for now it's been nice atmosphere, and I'm more than happy to be here. And again, I want to thank the team for this opportunity.
Thank you, Valtteri. Let's go back to Ed, please. Ed Straw.
Yeah, another question for Jan, please. In terms of the porpoising and the bouncing, was it worse than you anticipated, or were you prepared for that, given it is difficult to simulate it before you run the car? And in terms of the solutions, is it going to be a question of permanently running the car that bit higher than you intended, or are there ways, aero-wise, to get it more under control and prevent any stalling problems?
To be fully transparent and honest, we didn't expect or we didn't anticipate that. We had discussed, let's say, during the last months about those kind of phenomenon that could happen, but since none of our tools, wind tunnel and other simulation tools, were somehow giving a hint of it, we were a bit taken aback, which I think has been the case for probably all the teams or most of the teams. In itself, we are. I would suspect, I don't know, that we are going to get that under control with some modification on mainly on the floor that will allow us to get a bit closer to our optimum. But with the current state of the rules, would also expect that we will have to settle slightly higher than we all thought at the beginning. So the question will be how much higher? Is it 3-5 millimeter, or is it 20? I hope it's going to be 5 because then the rework on the car will be less. But we'll see. We can have a chat in a month's time or so, and then I will be able to give you better, more precise answer.
Thank you, Jan. We have time for one more question, and let's go back to Dieter, please. Dieter Renken.
Thank you, Tom. Fred, your team seems to have been adding sponsors almost on a daily basis recently. It's not unique. Other teams have also suddenly ramped up their sponsor portfolios. What do you think this is a result of, this sudden increase in interest in Formula One commercially?
Dieter, I think it's a combination. That first, the hype around the F1 is mega, that we can saw it last year on different events, that we had I think the biggest number of spectators of the F1 Live in Austin last year. Was a mega event, and the TV audience are growing up. And I think that we are very, very attractive as a sport, more and more, and as a team also, because that we have ambitions. I think that we are building up a strong project with new sponsors coming in, and yeah, it's a great feeling to. Sorry if we bother you with the press release, but it's a great feeling to have new sponsor joining the team every day.
Lots of new sponsors, exciting times ahead. We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you to all of our panelists. Best of luck for the season ahead. And thank you as well for the media joining us online. And if there are any further questions, please contact the comms team here at Alfa Romeo F1 Team Orlen. Thank you, everybody. Here we go.